15 wickets fell on the opening day of the First Division LV County Championship clash between newly promoted Surrey and Sussex at the Oval, with the home side just about shading it. There was little surprise that Michael Yardy inserted after winning the toss, and his bowlers made an excellent start. Navid Arif found the edge of Surrey debutant Jacques Rudolph's bat, and he was held by Ed Joyce before he'd scored. Amjad Khan then backed up his opening partner by bowling Chris Jordan off the inside edge. It was not the start the new boys of the First Division wanted, as they found themselves on 11 for 2, but batting under the lights, such was the gloom from the off in South London, the home side recovered thanks largely to Xander de Brain. He batted in his own unfussy manner, picking off the bad balls when he could, as he started to put his battling side into a decent enough position. He was helped by the ever-dependable Mark Ramprakash in adding 68 runs for the third wicket in conditions which certainly tested the mettle of all of the batsmen. Ramprakash, of course, simply loves batting, and so he would have been bitterly disappointed to go leg before for 24 to an in-swinger from Lewis Hatchett, who was playing in just his 6th first-class match. De Brain and his captain, Rory Hamilton-Brown, were then able to take their side through to the lunch break, still handily placed, with just the 3 wickets down. De Brain carried on where he left off early in the afternoon as well, reaching his solid half-century in the process. The 36-year-old Kolpat player has kept the promising youngster Jason Roy out of this side, and he showed here that the decision to do so was a well-thought-out one. However, having said that, De Brain then tarnished his innings after scoring 52 by edging a drive off Arif behind at 119 for 4. Sussex were right back in the game now when they also removed their former player Hamilton-Brown, who on 18 offered Arif his 3rd wicket with a fine leg glance, Ben Brown doing the rest behind the stumps. With Steve Davis in Sri Lanka, Rory Burns was given a chance in the Surrey lineup as a keeper batsman, and he showed his ability with the Willow as he and Tom Maynard began to develop a partnership. Maynard, one of a growing crop of very talented youngsters, has a very big season ahead of him, and he reacted to the challenge superbly. Indeed, the England Lion looked a class above the rest, plundering some superb shots to the ropes, this one taking him to a 56-ball 50, and that was the 10th of his boundaries. He and Burns added a vital 82 runs in 16 overs of enterprising batting to take the tally to 206. Burns had scored 23 of those when he tickled a delivery from James Anion behind. With Maynard still there and batting in a forceful manner, a score towards 300 was still on for Surrey. But he needed more support than Gareth Batty could offer. He dragged a ball from Khan back onto his stumps to go for 10. And the impressive Khan soon struck again to have Stuart Meeker caught by Chris Nash in the gully at 229 for 8. When John Lewis, in his first innings for Surrey, offered Yardy some catching practice, Sussex were back on top, especially with Khan bowling so well. But Maynard was not finished just yet. With just Jay Dernbach for company, the former Glamorgan player dominated a last wicket stand of 29, which could yet prove to be a very important one for his side. Maynard used his strong forearms and wrists to muscle the ball to the boundary as he moved to within 14 runs of his century. Alas for him, he didn't get there because Dernbach went for a swish outside the off stump to give Khan his 5th wicket for figures of 5 for 57, as Surrey were dismissed for 264. After 17 seasons with Gloucestershire, Lewis required just 3 deliveries to strike for the first time with the ball in his hands for his new employers. Joyce, the man to be trapped in front for a golden duck, much to the delight of Lewis. The pitch and conditions had offered plenty of assistance throughout the day for the bowlers, but Luke Wells and Nash then knuckled down in compiling a very handy stand of 60 for the 2nd wicket. As the day neared its end, honours were just about in Sussex's favour once more. But 3 wickets in 14 balls then altered the complexion again. Dernbach removed Wells off peg after he'd eased to 32. Meeker found the leading edge of Nash's bat to offer Hamilton-Brown the simplest of catches at mid-off. Nash had made a patient 28. And Dernbach then proved to be too good for Murray Goodwin, who was bowled for 4. Yardy and Joe Gatting steadied the ship to bring up the 100, But to what turned out to be the last ball of the day, Yardie nicked Jordan to Rudolph to balance things up once more. The Sussex skipper had scored 14. So Sussex go into the second day on 105 for 5, with Gatting still there on 15 and some batting to come to try to get near Surrey's first innings score. Sussex will resume 159 runs behind.